would be drawing the boards for those, or if they've asked you, or if they would ask you, would you?
You know what's amazing is that we spent 2 years in lockdown, and here we are back at a convention, celebrating the art form, feeling good. You know, I work on the projects that are in development, right? And so, you know, I think the Snyder Cut was Zack's vision realized, and it was a really satisfying, you know, story told. But you know, there's no plans for additional work on that material. So I was happy to help contribute to the pitch for the other stuff, and it was kind of fun to actually see that stuff get out there, because I did that years ago, and I actually thought it had been erased, but they had kept it in storage. Right?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
So this is probably one of my most requested videos, and I don't understand why. Jim Lee says there's no more Snyderverse. Jim Lee also said the same thing literally 2 months before the Snyder Cut was announced to be coming out. What Jim Lee says is kind of irrelevant. Jim Lee isn't David Zaslav. He isn't the DCEU's version of Feige. He isn't running the ship. But maybe what he says, maybe there's some validity. But as I said, he's not in charge of DC. So yo, what is freaking good YouTube voice you have? If you are new or make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC pop culture based content that we do here on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and comment down below. What do you think about Jim Lee's comments? I've been sent so many articles, so many videos going, oh, the Snyderverse is over. Jim Lee's confirmed it. Like Jim Lee's actually irrelevant. Like Jim Lee's actually important. No, the only person that really matters here is David Zaslav. So if you could follow me on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, or just check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. All right, let's get into this. So, Jim Lee was asked a question. Legendary comic book and CCO of DC Comics confirms there are no plans for Zack Snyder to return or the Snyderverse to continue. But what did he actually say? So, we all know the storyboards. He was asked a question specifically about the storyboards, and Jim Lee specifically said at the moment there's no plans to go forward with this storyboard. That's all he said, really. Now, the storyboards for Zack Snyder Justice League 2 and 3, where essentially there's a baby and Batman sacrifices himself and the babies end up calling Bruce, and we all know that storyline because that's been out there for a very long time. Zack Snyder himself has come out and said, yeah, the storyboard's on display, they aren't going to go forward. So Zack has different plans anyway. We're talking hypothetically here. So what Jim Lee says kind of doesn't really matter because of the following. So you believe that Henry Cavill's Superman is returning. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's basically already said it. So let me get this straight. Careful, spoilers don't ruin your life. The Flash movie is supposed to kill off Henry Cavill's Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman is now coming back. Apparently, he's going to be headlining a Warner Bros. Panel at San Diego Comic-Con tomorrow. So I do find this fascinating. So you believe because Deadline reports that Henry Cavill is coming back, but aren't they going to have to change a massive part of the Flash movie because Superman will exist? Because to me, it seems like DC literally has no plan after the Flash movie, to the point where the Batgirls directors made that movie without even knowing what was going on. It just appears they've got no plans after the Flash movie. Now, we know the Black Adam movie is in the Shazam universe. We know Shazam 2 is going to have to happen after BVS, so Superman will exist. And we know in a roundabout way that if Superman, Henry Cavill, specifically Henry Cavill Superman, if he does announce Man of Steel 2 or any other projects, it's going to happen after Man of Steel 1. Thus, for whatever Henry Cavill is announcing, it's going to be a Snyderverse-based movement or project because he is the Snyder's version, the DCU's version of Superman. So I failed to get my head around where everyone's like, yeah, the Snyderverse is dead. Warstu is wrong. No, even if at San Diego Comic-Con the Snyderverse isn't announced, that doesn't actually mean anything. Because as I said, Jim Lee literally said something about the Snyder Cut. And then it literally was announced, revealed 2 months later. So hypothetically speaking, if Jim Lee knows what's going on behind the scenes, is he really going to come out and ruin Warner Bros. Discovery, David Zaslav's plan? Is he really going to come out and ruin that? No. I'd say taper your expectations. I'm not expecting a full schedule for the Snyderverse, but as I keep saying, guys, I've been told stuff behind the scenes. Repeatedly, I get told stuff. Whether it happens or not is a different story. I just tell you guys what I get told. It's almost like some of you guys think I love talking about the Snyderverse. And sure, if I get information, I tell you guys. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm actually concerned. So I do find it fascinating that people like have this perception of me that I'm this Snyderverse and I just want Snyderverse stuff, when I've literally said that Robert Pattinson's variation of Batman is a pretty awesome version. Big fan of the Suicide Squad movie. And you're like, yeah, Warstu wants absolutely nothing to do with anything that isn't Snyderverse. And yeah, sure, I put a video out a few days back, maybe like a week ago, saying the Snyderverse could be restored at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, we know Zack Snyder, allegedly, according to him, he does not post anything. He posts nothing. He posts absolutely nothing unless there is a cryptic, subliminal message behind it. So a lot of people have DM'd me on Instagram about Jim Lee's comments in the DMs and the requested DM. But just because Jim Lee says DC has no plans for future Snyderverse material currently, it doesn't really mean anything. The Snyder Cut was Zack's vision, realizing it was really satisfying story to tell. But there's no additional work on the material as of right now. So take your tinfoil hat off. And remember, everything is subject to change. Remember, I was telling you guys for over a year, the Snyder Cut, it's coming. And you all guys know, but Variety, but Deadline, but Heroic Hollywood said this. I was like, okay, yeah, cool, but I'm telling you it's coming. And it came, and I don't want to keep saying that and saying that and saying that, so I'm not going to say it anymore. But just wait and see what happens, guys. Jim Lee kind of shouldn't really be talking about this because he's not in charge of DC. I get it. He gets frustrated that people keep asking him stuff, but he isn't the right person to ask. Is he? Irrespective, regardless to what he said, there is so much more than stuff going on behind the scenes. And don't go around, do not attack Jim Lee. He's a cool guy. He's an absolute legend in the game. But realistically, he isn't the person to answer. Whatever happens with the DCEU is whatever happens with the DCEU. And it seems to me like DC themselves don't even know, to the point where scuba-dubba-scubas are like, yeah, if Superman comes back, that kind of doesn't fit in with what they were doing. Yeah, that's because there literally is no plan here. It looks like we're going to get multiple separate timelines of multiple separate stories, and they've got no idea of what is actually coming up. But then if Snyderverse gets announced at San Diego Comic-Con tomorrow, you guys will all change your tune, won't you? And people are like, yeah, I was told this, but I wasn't allowed to tell anyone. But your boy Warstu's literally iterated the same thing. And until I'm personally told something different, I still believe something is going to happen. It's just a case of when, not if. And I also find it hilarious that I get sent videos and stuff all the time on every single platform. Someone's like, yo, Ben Affleck project, come in. And then an hour later, oh, Snyderverse is over. It's done and dusted. So delete your Batman video. Delete the Batfleck video then. No? Cool. It is really strange how some people report on news and then you get something saying the Snyderverse is over, so the Batfleck project is over, based on that precedence, that cadence, but you kind of keep both videos up. So what I'm saying, guys, is chill. If Henry Cavill is, revealed, that means the Snyderverse is still alive. And I do find it absolutely hilarious that Jim Lee confirmed the Snyderverse is over. No, he didn't. And Zack keeps teasing stuff. All the signs are there. I don't really mind if you kind of disagree or agree with what I'm saying, but the information's there. Many people saying it. Will it happen? I don't know. Okay, cool, Jim. There's no current plans currently, but there wasn't current plans to bring out the Snyder Cut, was there? Oh, wait, there always was, but that happened. And then it turned out it was Jason Keeler who greenlit it all. So let's just see what happens at San Diego Comic-Con and on Saturday and see if whatever Jim Lee said, there is no Snyderverse, is it true? We don't know. But if Henry Cavill walks out and is like, yo, Superman, Man of Steel 2, then there are plans for the Snyderverse, because that would have to be Snyderverse regardless of the multiverse. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down below. Check us out on Instagram to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also, check us out on Twitter, Warstu. I've got like 12 followers. I try to reply back to people that are respectful. And I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.